eventually, that whole, and it goes all the way down, this whole being, which is actually this, has experienced everything that it needs to experience and destroyed everything that needed to be destroyed that was not ethical for this divine intelligence spark, clean it all out, and then merge up back into the one. And there's going to be millions of these merging back up into the one. That goes into the next part, which is co-creation. We cannot co-create with all this unethical stuff. We cannot co-create separated. We need to be honest with ourselves, reconnect with the twin flames and the soulmates, start reconnecting, get all of the stuff that's keeping you from reconnecting, all the worldly stuff has to die so we can get back to that original one spark. I'm sorry, I don't actually know how many original one sparks there are. There could be 12. There could be 12 times 12. I'm not really sure how many original sparks there are that broke off in this universe. But they kept on breaking and kept on breaking and expanding, expanding, expanding. And then now they're coming in, they're coming in, they're coming in, they're coming in. So when we go into the next part of the co-creation, the last part of the Mayan calendar, we need to not only be ethical, let's say, in worldly affairs, but we need to be ethical with ourselves. And we need to be one with ourselves. We need to love ourselves, because remember, everything that we are seeing and sending out is coming back to us. So when we become co-creators, don't we want to be co-creating something really wonderful and creative? Or if we don't make it through this ethical cycle, which we will, we would be creating all kinds of negative things. That's why this ethical cycle is here. And that's why it's going to become more and more intense. And as it's becoming more and more intense, more and more people will be lining up with thinking, feeling ethical. There's a saying that the whole planet that has people on it is the whole body of man. So if one part of the body is sick and decaying, the whole body is sick and decaying. When you start going into energy, you can see it, literally. When you start going into spirituality, you know that every single part is a part of the whole. And every single part, whether it's down here or whether it's up here, is just as important. And every single part has to be healed. And it has to be ethical. It has to love itself. To reunite, so we can go into the next stage of this co-creation. So the twin flames and soulmates, it was really a very good question to go into more detail, because your twin flame is your mirror. And it is banging into you, trying to get you to see where all your Achilles heels are at. And I'm finding out that my Achilles heels are my children. I tend to worry a lot. I'm very, very protective, and they need to go out on their own, and they need to make their own mistakes. That's like putting a mother into a horror film. So letting go and letting them learn was my Achilles heel, my world, okay, which being a single mother probably fits a lot of other single mothers. They just did everything they possibly could for their children, and then at some point in time they have to let go and let them do themselves. That's a really hard lesson. That's a worldly thing. That's a power thing. That's an energy connection thing. Okay, because it's not that the love is disconnecting, but a lot of those maternal bonds are disconnecting. So for me, that's what that was. So that's not really going out and robbing banks or starting wars. But I'll tell you what, it was inside me. It was just as bad. So everybody, when their twin flame meets, all of these issues that have not been cleared away, that have to be cleared away to get this connection really good, that has to go away. In my case, it was my children. Some people's, it'll be some other lie, some other illusion that says that perfection can't exist. So as we're going into co-creation as an entire planet, and we're realigning with our soulmates and our twin flames, and merging the male and the female aspect, joining together in bliss. Bliss. That's when we can start co-creating. When the male and the female merge together in harmony and bliss. One is not more powerful than the other. One is not better than the other. It's a team. It's an energy frequency. It's divine love. It is what this original spark is, which is you. So, there's a lot of clearing that needs to be done, and it is going to be, if you think this last year was wild, watch all the gunk that's in between these connections go flying everywhere. and then we need to be standing in balance. And I'm thinking that for a lot of people, the worldly thing is going to be drugs and alcohol, because they're going to be running. And that is going to be the thing that creates a different energy frequency, so this can never get together, okay? Because even pharmaceutical drugs change your energy frequencies. So they need to be exactly what they were originally designed as, and just connect with nothing in the middle. So before we get to this co-creation stage, and it started November 9th, the economy is going to start being healed, and everything that's standing in the way of being ethical, individually, or as a country, or as a planet, is going to just blow up. And it's got to get out of the way. And that way, all of us can start merging. All of us can start merging. The twin flames are going to be the stronger mirrors, so you can get all of that stuff out of the way. So this is a really, really exciting, powerful, important time. And the mirrors are just going to be hitting us faster and faster in the face. And when the twin flames start showing up and banging into you like crazy, and you have this intense magnetic love that just keeps on pulling you back to each other all the time. And then when you hit, something else has to explode to get out of the way so you can finally get to this. Good luck to you. Just face it with love, face it with integrity, because that's what this age is right now. Integrity, ethical, loving yourself. Being one with yourself, being happy. So we're all of this one body. Imagine just another spark breaking down, another spark breaking down. Every part of it has to be healed. If one part of your body as a person is dying of cancer, I guarantee you, if you don't release that cancer, that negative energy that you brought in, your whole body is going to die. Even though just one part is sick, the whole body dies. That's just the way it is. For the body of man, which remember is illusionary, okay? This is a training ground here. We're evolving. This whole planet is evolving, and we are going from Homo sapiens. So we went from Homo erectus to Homo sapiens, now to Homo luminous. And we're going to make it. And we're going to be just fine. And it might be a little testy and trying for this next year, but we have to clear this stuff away. We cannot build a castle on a bunch of sewage. We got to build the castle on a strong foundation.